This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
But so anyway, back to Silva.
Yep.
And the Whataburger.
Silva was excited. You know, he was posting pictures all the time to our group chat about the progress of this Whataburger construction.
Yeah.
One day he even pulled over and talked to the guys in the hard hats and said, "How we looking, fellas?" As if they wanted to talk to that little sawed off fucker. But he wanted to know how much longer until I get my sweet, sweet jalapeno burger. And this is real.
Okay.
They opened the Monday of Thanksgiving, the week of Thanksgiving.
All right.
Dave Silva has not been to work since. He came to my house for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Did he bring a sack of burgers with him?
Did not come into the office on Friday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Did not come to my house for the Iron Bowl, Alabama Auburn on Saturday. Did not come for whatever wrestling hijinks there was on Sunday.
Yeah.
No show at work on Monday. No show at work on Tuesday. No show at work on Wednesday. No show at work on Thursday. And on Friday, I picked up friend of the show, Clint from Hershey.
Yeah.
Who lives right across the street from this new Whataburger. And I had yet to be inside this Whataburger because there were policemen blocking both turn lanes to try to prevent wrecks, because there was at least a 45-minute wait for this Whataburger because the traffic wrapped around. It's the new thing in town, right? So people from all over the county were coming to try it, which made me laugh. Like, are you serious? Whataburger sucks. I want to say it in a loud and clear voice here. I know there's a big debate online. Oh, it's better, In-N-Out or Whataburger? In-N-Out all day. And by the way, they're second best no matter what you tell yourself. Even In-N-Out, Shake Shack is reigning supreme. Everybody knows that.
Shake Shack's awesome.
Anyway, I take my buddy through there. It's morning time though. I've never had Whataburger breakfast, so I'm like, okay, let's just give it a shot. So I pull in. To my surprise, the line is not crazy. In fact, between the window and the speaker, there's not a single car, but there is a car at the speaker, and there are 5 cars between us and the car and the speaker. And I'm wondering, how was the line only from the speaker back? How was there no traffic in front of the speaker? That's a little weird. And we sit there for a minute, for 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm 6 minutes in now, and I'm starting to wonder, am I going to miss my conference call? I don't know that I can stick around here in this Whataburger. What's going on? But then Clint from Hershey says, dude, look at the speaker. And I'm like, what? And I look and I think to myself, that can't be. And I realize it is. I roll the window down and I yell, "Hey, Silva, hurry it up." It's not Dave Silva. Dave Silva is convalescing at his house and has sent his wife straight from Japan down to the Whataburger. And she spent 6 minutes ordering. 6 minutes ordering. She pulls up to the window, pays her money, and then they do the old, will you pull forward?
Of course.
Car number 2 gets their food, pays, goes. Car number 3 pays, gets their food, goes. Car number 3, car number 4, car number 5. Now it's my time. She still pulled forward. They have not finished bringing her her food. Then they ask me, because apparently nobody's supposed to order the chicken biscuits. But old Clint from Hershey said, "Hey, I want that honey butter chicken biscuit," or whatever the fuck it is. I'm like, okay, I don't know. So I tell them that, and then they tell me, "Hey, can you pull forward?" I'm like, "There's somebody there. So what do you want me to do?" "Well, just try." So I pull forward where it's just enough now. The people behind me cannot do any business. We've accomplished nothing. Really poor planning, but it's a new Whataburger, whatever.
Right.
So eventually they bring me my bag of food and I said, hey, didn't get my drink. So then she's like, well, what are you going to do? I said, I'm just going to sit here while you get it, I guess. I mean, you told me to pull forward. So, and so then she goes and gets it, brings it back. And now I pull around. I'm on the conference call now. I've been at Whataburger for 25 minutes, but it was mostly just waiting on Heather Silva to place Dave's order. And now she realizes who it is once I yelled at her. But what's funny is when I yelled at her, and I'll think about this until I die. She's got her window rolled down. She's leaning out, ordering God knows whatever Silva wanted. And I yell, hurry it up, Silva. And she does one of these. She's looking around in the car as if there was maybe somebody tied up in the trunk giving her instructions. She's not looking out into the horizon outside. She thinks maybe the voice came from inside the vehicle. Where's that coming from? Is that God sending me a sign that I need to tell Dave to take his fat ass to the office? 9:40 on a Friday morning, and he hasn't been to work in over a week. So we've decided that Dave Silva is now the bubble boy, and he's never going to actually grace us with his presence at the office again.
Which may be a good thing in many ways, but that's kind of scary. Someone who loves a burger joint that much.
It's a little weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
It's a little weird.
Apparently Whataburger is
not good
on the, well, no, I like Whataburger. I do. There's a lot of burger joints I like. In-N-Out. Oh yeah. Shake Shack, Freddy's, Five Guys.
I haven't had Freddy's yet. We've got one town over, so it might as well be in North Carolina because I'll never have it, but I hear great things.
Yeah, Freddy's is good. I like Whataburger. I was going to say that they're on the move because they're getting ready to build one close to us here in Marietta, Georgia.
A Whataburger?
Yeah.
Man.
Which will be, so apparently they are really taking off. And apparently the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs,
Patrick Mahomes.
Thank you. Because he is from Texas, right?
Yeah.
I think. He has invested and built, like in the Kansas City area, like 15 Whataburgers that are springing up in Kansas City because he wants them and he misses them. That's how addictive for kids who grew up in Texas Whataburger is.
No, dude, listen, I get it. I'm only saying Whataburger sucks here just to get a rise out of our listeners because I know it's polarizing. It's just fun.
Yeah, it is. It is polarizing, right?
I want everybody to enjoy whatever they enjoy, but I just can't imagine. Me personally, I was disappointed in myself that it took me 25 minutes to get breakfast. I'm not doing this again. I got too much going on in my life to just be sitting in line waiting on a goddamn burger. And I won't do it again. But what's funny is when I asked Silva, because I clicked the day before this, I said, hey, I just want to make sure I have this right. True or false? Whataburger opened last week. True. True or false? You live very near the new Whataburger. True.
Right.
True or false? You have not crossed the threshold at the office since Whataburger's been open. And he started laughing and he says, are you trying to insinuate that I work at Whataburger? And I said, no. Just like our buddy Mark, he's not allowed within a certain amount of yards of a school. You can't be within a certain amount of yards away from this Whataburger. You're tethered to the Whataburger. It's almost like it's your grown man umbilical cord.
Right.
You can only go so far.
Right.
And he laughed and he said, well, that's not it. And I said, Silva, they've been open 9 days, including Thanksgiving. How many times have you been?
Yeah.
And he says, what does that have to do with anything? I said, just tell the truth. How many times have you been to Whataburger? 4. Every other day, Dave Silva is consuming Whataburger. Every other day.
I'm surprised he didn't say 9. Tony Schiavone here to tell you about the greatest value in the history of our great sport. AdFreeShows.com. Get every episode of What Happened When and all of Conrad's other podcasts early, ad-free, and on video for as low as $9 a month. That's the price of a Starbucks coffee for hundreds of hours of video and audio content each month. That's not all. AdFreeShows.com is home to exclusive bonus content, like interactive events where you get to ask me anything during our Ask Tony live events. And if you're a Top Guy member, we got to hang out for the entire weekend in Chicago at Top Guy Weekend recently. Did I mention there's also happy hour every other Sunday with my dear, good, close personal friend, Rebel? If you call yourself a wrestling fan and haven't signed up for ad-free shows yet, you a lie. Sign up today at adfreeshows.com. To be honest with you.
Here's the thing. He's admitting to 4.
Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like when you sat down with Lois way back in 1980.
Okay.
And you started saying, well, tell me about your old boyfriends. And eventually you get around and she says, just one.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, okay.
Yeah, right.
With Lady Math, carry the one.
Right.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
One of those deals. So if he says 4, it's really 9.
Well, you're his boss. You can put an end to that.
No, everybody's allowed to work remotely. I mean, really, do you think my life is any better or worse because Dave Silva, I get to see him physically?
No, I get that.
Call me on the phone. Text me. Shoot me an email. You and I are buds. We see each other twice a year. I'm fine with it.
At the most.
Yeah, because I invite you to stuff. We make plans. You don't show. We're rinse, lather, repeat.
Yeah. And I just received recently a very nice invite from you guys.
How about that? Was that a cool invite or what?
That was very cool. That obviously we are not going to attend. So
of course, because you just wouldn't do that.
No, that's.
Here's what I want you to understand. Eric and Lori Bischoff from Wyoming.
Yeah.
They're finding their way here for that. Bruce and Stephanie Pritchard from New York. They're finding their way here for that. Right. You just over the state line? Nah.
Yeah. Well, Eric and Bruce have a common denominator in this story,
which is
they're not married to Lois.
Oh, well, that's true.
So there's your thing there.
Let me freestyle this. What if next year we had a New Year's Eve party and it wasn't at the Conradison? Mm-hmm. It was at the Batcave.
Mm.
What do you think?
It wouldn't be the same.
Well, but that way Lois could attend. She could just, come upstairs.
Let's not center this on her.
I'm gonna plan a party next year at your house.
Hey, a great match going on here.
I'm not kidding. I mean, listen, we got a DJ, we got caterers, we got bartenders. We
do not have a house built for a party. Now we've had parties. You can ask Eric and Laurie about this because they came to a Christmas Eve party we had. Or this house is not conducive to a party. This house has smaller rooms. It was built in the 80s. It is not mansion-esque like some other places I know.
What does that mean?
It's not as big as a Conradison. It does not have a bar. It does not have a pool. It does not have a nice large basement. You could not have a good party here.
Yeah, buddy. I've had great parties in the back seat of a van. So we can have a great party at your house.
No.
Well, here's what we need. We need you to get some of Lois's drugs out. You can just fill up like a little fish bowl. And when people come in, we'll have some of Lois's moonshine and her pills. And people can just, it'll really be an 80s party.
Moonshine and pills.
We'll invite Arn and Flair over and
I don't want that senile old fucker near me.
Don't talk about Arn Anderson that way. No. Has he not been through enough this week? All in office shit, just walking out of the ring. Well, he's been through enough.
Let's not confuse people here, okay?
I want to I guess we should probably address the elephant in the room. And I'm not talking about Dave Silva munching on Whataburger.
All right. Okay.
I owe you an apology. And I wanted to make sure we did it on this particular episode because it's overdue.
All right.
So I'm sorry about a few things. I'm sorry that I was wrong. I'm sorry that I gave you a false impression and false sense of hope. And lulls you into a false sense of security. And I'm
Okay.
sorry that it turned out the way it did. And I'm sorry that Alabama beat that Georgia ass like a fucking drum. I'm
Wow.
sorry that Nick Saban owns Kirby Smart. I'm sorry that it didn't go the way I thought it would. I'm sorry I was wrong. I'm sorry you had to sit through second verse, same as the first. Nick Saban beat that ass. I'm sorry.
Apology accepted. I didn't even watch the match. I didn't watch the game.
I couldn't believe it. You texted me right after the game and you said,
Yeah.
"Hey man, just woke up. Are
Yeah.
we still recording tomorrow?" So no, you didn't
Yeah.
give a shit. But buddy, I was so surprised to be wrong. I
Right.
really did feel like, and I felt like this for many years. How much longer can this run Alabama's on really last?
Yeah.
So every year I'm thinking, well, this has got to be the year it ends. Like this dominance cannot continue. Like all good things come to an end. Saban's getting older. Fuck, we lost to Texas A&M. I mean,
Yeah.
so that whole streak about Saban and his assistants, I'm like, dude, the last time we played Georgia, it was in this same building for the national championship. They bullied our ass, and then we put in a freshman who slung a miracle at the last second and came from behind. But Georgia's got our number. They've been the most dominant in every category, and then we saw that, unfortunately, there is a difference between a 5-star and a walk-on. And that never crossed my mind until I heard Colin Cowherd say it this week on TV. He said, "I want you to close your eyes and I want you to think for a minute about the sentence I'm going to say. And then when you open your eyes, you decide if it's true. A walk-on beats a 5-star." And I thought, well, there's no way that happens. And then he reminded us, well, that's what's happened. That's what you think is going to happen this week when Georgia plays Alabama. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
And it was revealed. But I will tell you this, as you and I are recording right now, we don't know for sure that Georgia's in the playoff, but you got to assume they are. I do not want Alabama to have to play Georgia again because I don't know the second one would go like that.
Well, you may be right. And, you obviously on an Alabama run right here, give a lot more shit about it than I do.
Well, I just think we're playing with house money, and I mean this. If Alabama never won a national championship again,
right?
You all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
If Alabama never won another SEC championship, I'm good with it. Man, we've won so much. Like when we won in 92, it was like a great day in my life. And then when it happened again in 09, I thought, man, I got to live to see two. Wow, how lucky are we?
Right.
So now I'm just like, well, I mean, this is not real. This isn't going to continue, but somehow it does. But the idea that Alabama would have to, not just Alabama, but just in football, beating the same team twice in the same season, dude, that's an almost impossible task. I want nothing to do with Georgia in the playoffs. So kudos to your program. I know your kids are bigger fans than you are, but
oh my God,
we were on the edge of our seat watching that game because in our head, because I've seen a bunch of Georgia games this year, and dude, they looked unstoppable. And then I guess Saban had played all of that was the first time Alabama was an underdog since October of 2015. There were 92 games in a row before they were an underdog. And that includes championship games, playoff games. I mean, it's crazy that Alabama has not been an underdog. And then they were, and I bought into it because it was like, dude, this just never happens. Like we can't. And somehow, what do you know? Alabama broke it off in you again.
Yeah. I just wondered how many people in the Georgia Spear calling for Kirby's head.
Well, that's stupid. I hope not.
Well,
are you kidding?
Of course they are. Of course they are.
But that didn't make any sense. He was undefeated.
Well, here's the deal.
Here's the
I know, but here's the deal. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. That's the way college football fans are. They just, you either win or you don't. And they're calling for his head probably today. I finished my signing and I drove home and I turned on the radio to hear the pregame show, part of the pregame show. And then I stopped at a mall to pick up some shirts. And then I started playing music. And I thought, you know what? I'm not going to even listen because I'll get plenty of texts, during the game. that I don't want to read. And so I go home and I go fall right to sleep, wake up in this freaking stupor, like, oh my God, because I hadn't had much sleep because I had been in Orlando the night before. And I saw a text from Matt Schiavone, who by the way, Matt Schiavone came in for the game, apparently. Matt Schiavone, who said, fuck this goddamn team. So when I saw that, I went, uh-oh, that's not good. And I saw that I missed a couple of calls. And so I sent you a text thinking that, oh, we got new World Tag Team Champions here, buddy. And he pulled up the tights, thinking that you would tell me, and you didn't. So after you and I text back and forth, I looked and saw the score, and I went, oh, boy, shit's on in Georgia now, man. And the shit's going to be on in Georgia. For nothing else from what you said, walk-on quarterback against five-star quarterback. Okay.
Well,
they're gonna second guess Kirby Smart about using that walk-on guy for eternity. But in reality, when I saw the score, all right, that walk-on quarterback didn't play defense and prevent them from scoring 41 points.
100%. I want to mention there was a lot of great quarterbacking that went on when they showed those stats as the game went on side by side.
Yeah.
It was hard to be upset either way.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at savewithconrad.com.